he'd sit there and grill them with with onions and peppers, and he would make them his way. And we can't go back to anything else now because Jess spoiled us with the way he cooks burgers. Because the rest of us aren't that prepared and thoughtful as he is.
We're all friends with Jess Casteel. Over the last 3 years, he came down with a very rare form of cancer, which is glioblastoma brain cancer. Anybody that's familiar with it knows that it has a very low survival rate, less than 5% after 5 years. We've all been good friends since college. We actually all lived on the same floor in Abel Hall at University of Nebraska in Lincoln, 3rd floor. We all met in 2007. We have all been friends ever since, stayed connected. And so being such good friends, obviously, when we heard that there was one of us in need, we obviously all reached out and we were doing everything that we can be able to help him. The cancer has progressed to a level where he's unable to work. We've been reaching out to him, providing him some emotional support, and then up until recently, there was a lapse in his insurance, causing a lot of medical bills to start stacking up. As they're looking at some newer treatments, more experimental treatments that Medicaid might not cover it. So we're trying to do the best we can to raise money for him. Pope came up with the idea to start a GoFundMe page. And so far, we've raised about just over $6,000 on that page. He's gone through chemotherapy. He's gone through radiation therapy. I mean, basically, this is their last resort right now. The time limit might be with Jess. So, I mean, it's being able to raise the money so that he can be able to pay for the treatments that he needs.
He had been in really, really good shape. We had seen him before the pandemic. We'd seen him in February to do a board game night, I believe at Josh's house. And he was in really good shape. And what's been really hard about this is to see how quickly his condition deteriorated just because of there's new tumors that had grown, if I recall. And those had caused other related medical conditions. And he's had some other hospital stays from that. And so the way that his life has changed has been very, very dramatic in the last few months alone.
Disc golf was one of his most favorite things to do. I know as a group we've done it many, many times. He would usually kick our butts, with the exception of the occasional Pope or Josh. They'd get lucky every once in a while, but
the three of us were very competitive.
Yeah.
And he was the last one to pick up the sport too.
Yes, he was.
He was very dedicated. When we were all playing for a couple of years, and he came in and just tore through us.
Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty remarkable. That actually kind of is some in a nutshell though, where once he became dedicated to something, he would pretty much just dominate it.
He also self-taught himself piano. Really good. I was his roommate in college. He got really good.
When was the last time that you guys were all together?
We did go out and visit him. When was that? In October or November?
It was the day of the Penn State football game is what I remember. Because we were listening to it on the car ride up.
Yeah, one of the ones we didn't watch where we actually won.
But Jess is very well loved, in case you couldn't tell.
Mm-hmm.
He is. I can't tell.